Hello, and I'm here with Christie. She's my wife, and she's the one who introduced me to a God box. And she's going to share with us a little bit about what she uses her God box for and how it affects her and her life. So, can you tell us a little bit about a God box?
Well, so my sponsor is the one that actually introduced me to the God Box originally. What she would have me do is she said it was a tangible way of me turning over the things that would either stress me out or the outcomes, anything that I was supposed to be giving to my higher power, things that I just was really bogged down with. And so it was a tangible way of me being able to let go of things. And so initially, I had a little cardboard box with a slit in it that just said God box. And I would take that with me when we would meet, or I would use it at home. And I would just put if I had somebody in my life that I felt like needed help, but I wasn't able to do anything for them, I would write their name down and maybe a brief version of the situation, put it in the God box, and then let it go. Try not to stress about it, right? Because that is the part that really would would bog me down, was worrying about things that were out of my control. And so then when we would meet and work on the my step work, as I was finding my own character defects, she would have me write those down and then put those in my God box so that I was starting to let go of those things before we got to that step, and just things like that. That's how I initially got connected with it, was through her and using it as a practical tool to help me let go of things I couldn't do anything about.
Just to let the audience know, do you mind sharing a little bit about your background, where you came from, before
Yeah.
you started using a God box, before you got into a program?
In relation to my addiction, well, so I'm actively in recovery for my heroin addiction. And prior to coming into the rooms for the decision that I made to actually do it, I had been using for about 15 years, and I decided to come in and get clean. I did successfully use the program for about 4.5 years, and then I relapsed, basically because I lost the ability to be honest with myself and what was really going on with me, and thinking that I had like enough things, that I was okay and I didn't have to do all parts of the program and that kind of stuff. And then, so this time around, I now have almost 9 years. In November, I'll have 9 years of sobriety. And that is, but I've had to be very diligent with my program in terms of maintaining that sobriety and growing and learning and working with other people and that of stuff.
So, what does God have you doing now? Without, you don't have to give where you're at or anything like that, but what are you doing to help others? Because I know her story, and to me, it's incredible how from where she went to where she is today. And a remarkable story of perseverance. Yeah, where are you at today with your life?
Well, now I'm peer support. I work with people like myself that are struggling with and help them get the resources they need to be able to persevere in their recovery. And so came from a place of where I thought I wasn't going to be able to work or anything like that after when I first got clean. And it took a lot of psychiatrists and working the program and sponsorship and all that stuff to be able to help me get where I'm at now. And chances, people giving me chances to prove myself.
That's nice. And we'll finish with this because she told me something just the other day. Three that keep me, the way I look at it is, and I don't know how she looks at it, but the way I use it in my life right now is three things that keep me untethered from my purpose, or keep me untethered God, or keeps me from the sunlight of the Spirit. Can you share just in a minute or two about what that was? And that's really cool.
So, like terms of my spiritual growth, a lot of it has to do with having a human experience, right? Like I'm a spirit having a human experience. And so, in seeing that connection, I read a lot of things and do a lot of different things. But the things that really, the great distractors in life that keep me away from that spiritual connection is things in the world outside of me, right? my emotions and my thoughts. And so I have to learn to be okay with my thoughts. I have to learn to feel my emotions and experience those things without acting on them. And I have to accept what's going on out in the world. And that all really is acceptance. It's just, I don't have to like it, but I have to accept that that's the way it is. And then I can look at that and see what part of this I can do about something I can do differently or something I have no control over it. That's where the God box comes in too. I can use for those things to put that outcome and allow my higher power to handle it rather than myself. But just know that those are the things that keep me distracted. And I'm tethered to those things. If I'm tethered to more concerns of the outer world, or on how I'm feeling emotionally and then acting on that, or tripping out over my thoughts, then I can't be in a very spiritual state. So I have to understand that I'm just having this experience, whatever it is, not necessarily good or bad. It just is an experience. And then go through that and use it for learning purposes to share with others or for myself as growth.
Alrighty. Well, thank you, Christy. And that concludes this. So thank you. And please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content.